Welcome to Range Time. I'm your host Ghost, and today we'll be looking at some of the developer updates for Shooter's Eye, working on kind of like a version, almost like a 1.2, honestly. There's a lot of new things that are going into the app based on user feedback, so really appreciate that. And we're going to take a look at some of those and what I think the futures is going to hold. So with that, let's get started. Okay, so I've got some footage here loaded. I'll be trimming out the bits that don't really matter. It's just me doing a kind of like a pre-stage planning there, and then the actual like walking around doing all the scores and stuff. Um, I do know the scores for the stage, so we'll show you why that matters now all of a sudden, and we'll take a look at the performance and how some of the things in Shooter's Eye have been evolving. So the sliders, right? We can drag them here with the apply trim. You can see it kind of moving, and it looks in your shot visualizer where you're going to be trimming to. Just click apply. Oh, just click apply trim. It'll ask you if you want to go ahead. Yeah, it gets rid of all the stuff that people don't want to see on the gram or wherever you post your stuff. It'll take a second, trim it down. If I sound a little under the weather, I've been fighting various allergies and things like that, so hopefully the recording comes through okay at least. This does take a second with higher quality resolution videos. Depending on your RAM too, it can take longer. So just something to be aware of. Note too, the trimming does not destroy the original video. Shooter's Eye makes a local copy to work with while you're working on it, so your original videos are always protected, just in case something were to go wrong and you didn't edit it the way you wanted to. Yeah, then we see trim applied video updated. Now it's just the video that I want to see. So cool. We'll bring the gripper here all the way to the back. You can also use this one here. Both work the same. Um, in the detection settings now, based on user feedback, we have obviously the advanced version where we've got our sliders and our tuning for enhancements if we don't like what the new basic has. So there's a low, medium, and high auto tune. Auto tune has had over 200 real samples, indoor, outdoor, first person, third person, different firearms, different distances, different cameras, different beepers to tune the data set that feeds into the algorithm that does the detection. And I've done my best to continue to add to that library and train the system on like what's good, what's bad, what's not. Auto detect still works as it always has, so we click auto overlay. It'll listen for our beeps and shots, and in this case, we'll just go with the balanced medium default, see how that looks. And I already know how this is going to look because I analyzed this a little bit ago, but it's repeatable results, which is great. And we can see here in our shot analyzer, there's some shots that are suspect, single shots on probably targets and stuff. But if we go high, we can see some of these lesser candidates out here. This probably isn't a shot. Go away and then down at low. In this case, doesn't really do much. There's some candidates I know in between here for shots that are not getting picked up. So uh, again, you'll see with like some echoes and different audio things, we can either manually add it back or we can do some fine tuning depending on how we want to approach this. In this case, we'll try a little bit of both just to demonstrate the capabilities. So that's the new basic tune. For now, we'll turn it back on to advanced too, but we'll scroll down a little and we'll actually watch and do some of the coaching side of the app as well. Right now, we've got a pen, and actually in the drawing drawer, we have a new text label. So this stage, for example, was called Aim High, Fly, Fight, Win. It was stage 4, I believe. So we can put labels now, and it'll actually export with our overlay as well. So we can put that where we want to. Let's say over here. In a future note, I need to make a note like not to cut the frames out, but sometimes it does. So just bear with me. This is in development. But we'll put the the words up here, and we'll shrink them a little bit. They don't need to be that big. We'll drag them over here again. Cool. So now I know what stage I'm working with. Again, we'll go back to our drawing pen. We've got our highlighter, line, angle tool. We can do a color palette picker if we want a different color. I like the gold for right now. Undo, redo, and then clear all the drawings. So we'll go ahead and watch a little bit of the video, and we'll see what's going on. So right there we can see the beep detection worked quite well. And we can see on the analyzer it's picking up as the beep starts to rise rather than at the end of the beep. It is, I will say, within a frame or two. So, right, whatever that comes out to be, depending on your recording rate, things like that, because of how the attack works on audio. So, you might have to do some fine tuning, but we'll address that here with the final edit button. Additionally, where my mouse is, you're going to see now a rolling timer. A lot of folks really want to see that. So, as you're moving along, you can see instead of using the stopwatch, you can use that still too. The stopwatch is still there and present. But we can go ahead and see right here the timer is running. It was an unloaded start. Should have been loaded way before I got there. And we see right here the echo and attack caused this second shot. We can do step by step, right? So we can do frame forward and frame backward here, or on the arrows on our keyboard. We see right here is like where the shot occurs, right? So we can go up. We can actually shrink this a little bit so we can see a little better. And we can see maybe our detection tolerance, bring that back into view. Yep. So we just saw that shot. It's detected here. Oh, we just undo that. Just deleted it. Right there is where it's detecting it. And you can see like that frame is where it's detecting it. A little bit early, but not too bad. But it's because of the echoes and stuff. So I still don't like that. So I'll still get rid of that shot. I'll back up one, and I'll hit S on my keyboard. If you want to mark shot, you can also click down here to mark shot. That's where that shot occurred. Okay, we'll zoom back out a little bit. We'll play and see what's going on. So yeah, I should have had the unloaded start. Yeah, should have been loaded by that point. That was a pretty, would it take me a couple of seconds to get there anyway. Yeah, I'm standing still at 2 seconds, so don't know it took so long. The draw's already done in about a second, second and a half. Must have fumbled on that reload a little bit. The 2 shots, those look 2 alpha probably on that. Again, I've got my screen up on the other side. I'm going to check my hits on that. I had 28 alpha, 3 Charlie, 1 Delta, no Mike, and no penalties or anything. So 28, 3, and 1. We can add those at the end, but we'll keep watching and see how we're doing here. Way too slow on this. So we see me coming around the corner here. We could have had the gun on the target already as we're coming around that barricade. I don't know why I felt the need. I'm not too close to it or anything, so could have had that already on the target coming around. But we see the shot. 1 alpha, alpha, so those are good. Yeah, we can actually see them here. Touching pair, which is pretty good. Run across the other side, do the same thing there. Had a little bit of a misstep there. I forget what exactly happened, but I think I came in and out of bounds or something like that. It was something weird there, but we can see the first hit right here is good. And the second hit was another alpha, which was good. So shy of how that went. This one I think was the one. So we're seeing my mouse over it was out of bounds. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I got those 2 good hits coming back into the shooting area. Probably shrink that for now. I don't think we'll need it again. Go back to fit. So again, when I'm editing, I'll check, are the hits accurate? And I'll do like a frame check, right? So in this case, this one's a good detect. Sometimes, like I said, when it's noisy or there's a big echo or something like that, it finds the most likely candidate, and it can be off by a frame or 2. So that's where you want to do that manual adjustment. Like right there, with the higher detection tolerance, it just detected the reload instead of a shot. So we can just click that and delete it. Those all looked clean. I was pretty happy with this actually moving into the position here. Like as soon as I got to here, I pretty much executed my plan. Get to where I could see these 2, start working my way towards these 2 steel here, and engage those while moving forward on this line. So we can see here, we'll actually slow it down a little bit. We'll get rid of those. And you can watch, like, good, good. Right here. Oh, make sure we pick it up. This transition over was a little slow, but it was on purpose because I know me, I'll overdrive if I try to rapid transition this close. So it was a little slower, but it actually caused me to be faster and get a 1-1 on those steel back there, which was good. Actually, that might have been a 2-1. Yeah, so yeah, we saw, if we back up, that shot broke. Let's find the frame. So we can see I'm still a little, just to the left here. And I bet when I pull that trigger, jerk the trigger and cause it the old down and left problem. It took me 0.38 seconds to make that up. So yeah, that cost me a little bit, but not too concerned about it. And then the smaller popper, immediately engaged that one and got that one with a 1. So took my time on that one. And that was still a 0.44 split, which really from here to here could have been faster, but all good. So we'll put this playback speed back at 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we had 3, 4, 5 on that one. Not really sure why I did that. Yep, that's a good detect right there. Okay, cool. Transitioned over. This should have been a much faster attack on this open target right here. I mean, it's not very far. Don't know why I did 3. The first 2 were clearly in the A zone. Yeah, right here we're in a high A zone right there on that. Let's rip. Maybe not. That might actually. We can see here where my dot is. That might have been a Charlie. So potentially 0.35 seconds to make up a Charlie for an alpha. I'm not sure if that hurt me or helped me. But definitely an excess shot there on that little array. Same kind of thing here. Missed that one for some reason. We're seeing it's not even getting a real big detection here on our shot analyzer. So in this case, I just go and hit an S for shot. I know there's another one right there, shot. So we can play back that. We could be using the sliders, tuning them a little bit more. It's probably a confidence value that's causing these ones to come out with the steel and the reload clack right there. It's probably tuning those all out except for the definite shot that it knows. And same thing right here. It's seeing this high ridge and it's thinking, oh, this is just an echo, when really it doesn't. So we'll add that one in. On this stage, I forgot. We'll see. I'm looking for a swinger right here that is activated by this plate here. So the idea is to engage this plate, 2 here, and then there's another plate that mirrors it on this side. Totally forgot about that during the run. So you'll see me pause here for a second, go, oh yeah, and then start going across and executing the rest of my plan. Need to work on follow-ups with swingers for sure, because there's enough time, I think, to get a double on those as they're coming across back and forth, but I don't have a lot of experience with them in real life, so just something to be aware of. We can see here too, this is interesting. Let's make sure these hits actually detected right too. See how high I am in the port? I need to come down. I noticed this a lot for a lot of people actually when I was shooting. A lot of folks when they were going back into battery, it was just clipping the very top of the optics and causing their guns to be out of battery. So we can see here, it happens to me. It bonks it, stays out of battery. We can see it's clearly out of battery. And oh no, it's a SIG. But yeah, just give it a whack on the back. I noticed it wasn't a malfunction. It was or anything weird. It was just out of battery because of what happened. Because it happened earlier, or later in the day. I forget when. But yeah, just give it a whack, and it detected the whack as a shot too. So we can just click on that and get rid of it because that's not a shot. Don't know what that was about. There were 3 shots, very close, and we can see here. We can actually use the zoom tool. they're all there. Although looking at the cardboard, these are probably Charlie Alpha, but the time it took me to make that up, right? And now, yeah, we have our 2 Alpha, which is great, but it also cost me another second to do it. So not worth doing that. Need to get better at that. But yeah, so that's the whole clip. We'll go ahead and get rid of our reset zoom. Um, so that is that stage. Overall, yeah, it's just exposure to these more. They're not really that even that complex stages, but different shooting than I'm used to. Right, I'm used to targets that are not in various places like this. So I shoot maybe 3 matches a year if I'm lucky, just because of time. But I think with more exposure to those, the fundamentals are there, and being able to just be comfortable with, yeah, that was a Charlie. Who cares? It's there. Let go. So we'll go ahead and watch it in its entirety, see what that looks like. We'll take a look at the hits as well with the hit factor calculator. So if I remember right, I said 28. Let's validate that. We had a, and we've got minor scoring, not major for carry optics. So that's good. We got 28, 3, and 1, so we can do 28. You can also direct edit if you want, since that's a lot. We can just click on that, click 28, 3, and 1. So we have a hit factor of 3.7, which if we're looking at our time here, 3.7, yep. And the actual time, we'll watch the run again. And we can dock the hit factor up at the top or down at the bottom, wherever you want. So using this layout here, you can dock it at the top, or you can dock it at the bottom. We'll do a dock at the bottom. Yeah, I like that a little bit more. That'll actually be part of your export as well. So we'll go ahead and do that. Like I said, overall I'm happy with the performance as much as I get out and actually shoot matches where I get to practice this kind of stuff. A lot of lessons learned from this match in particular. But yeah, we can see here again the shooting 3 and then missing an easy open steal like that. Things that I shouldn't be doing. Just need more time and exposure to it. I was really happy with that reload. Not gonna lie, that was slick for me. Immediately coming off the steal. Yeah, that was good. Really didn't want to hit this too, and I thought I did, so that was that hiccup there. Yeah, I didn't need that 4th shot. So here we see the auto detect beep was at, it gives me a total time of 40:24. But we'll hear the RO give a time here in a second.
Range is clear, time 40:26.
So that's within a frame. So we can go in here and we can just say, okay, it was 40:26. Apply that, and we can see our hit factor updates to 3.7258. And if we look at my hit factor, yeah, 3.7258. So, and 40:26 was the overall time. So that's how we do all that. And then when we're ready, we have a new export video with overlays up here if we want to use this button. Or down bottom, we still have in the inspect and analyze the export video with overlays down here. So that is analyzing a stage using some of the new tools that are available to us in the I don't know, version. It's not version 2, but in an update coming out soon for Shooter's Eye, you'll see these types of features. So I'm going to go ahead and export this one, and I'm going to do some more editing, and I'll tune back in probably in a little bit. I've got an idea for something that I think people will think is really neat. So you might see me like just a few seconds, or maybe in the next video. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling.